Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Grant, coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. You're watching 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time. The first annual Caribbean Baking Awards is taking center stage in February, of course, with a number of activities. I'm so honored to be joined by the organizers of the Caribbean Baking Awards, the one and only Craig and Shonda Glasgow, of course. This is the first of its kind, but also it will be hosted in the British Virgin Islands, incorporating countries all across the region with two celebrity guests. We're taking baking and culinary to the next level, and we're honored to be a part of this event. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. One Stop Auto, located in the R&R Malone Complex, Parkwood Pond, is having a huge liquidation sale on all inventory, excluding vehicles and genuine Toyota and Lexus parts. Get no less than 50% off all items on shelves and inventory room. Items such as car covers, steering wheel covers, wipers, sealants, chemicals, emergency cones, adhesives, license plates frames, air filters, oil filters, front brakes, rear brakes, front rotors, rear rotors, radiators, shocks, and much more. A specific listing of all makes and models for which parts are available at liquidation prices will be posted on our Facebook page.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more Fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, we are discussing all things Caribbean Baking Awards 2024. Joining me on set today is the one and only Craig and Shonda Glasgow. Thank you both for your time and welcome to our platform.
Thank you for having us.
Now, the Caribbean Baking Awards, the first of its kind, is going to be held in the British Virgin Islands, and this is quite a production. I mean, one hell of an event that is not only showcasing the best and brightest of the BVI, but all across the region. I want to begin by asking you both, when you thought of the vision to really bring this to the Virgin Islands, and by the Virgin Islands, I also mean the wider Caribbean region. We're going to discuss the participating countries, but why did you think it was necessary to host such a magnificent event?
I've been working on this for a year, and when I did the culinary at the HLSCC, I believe the amount of work that goes into what bakers do needs to be recognized. Sorry. And I decided to bring not just the bakers in the culinary community from the British Virgin Islands, but together, as we say, we're stronger together.
Yes.
We're all one people. So joining the Caribbean was a plus for me because I do have friends and family that does baking throughout the Caribbean. And we share a lot of the same stories together when we talk to each other or message each other. And I'm like, why don't I just, bring everybody together, see what really baking in the Caribbean is about. And it's about culture. So
Beautiful.
Each Caribbean island has their different culture and we all do things differently. So the beauty of it is just bringing everybody together to showcase what we can do.
Amazing. And Craig, at the end of it, what do you want persons to take away, both who are in the culinary field and those of us like myself who can't bake, but we just enjoy it?
Well, that's the thing. Like my wife was saying, Shana was saying, we want people to see that it's not just, okay, I order a cake and presto, it happens. It goes, sometimes this cake take days and stuff like that, because I'm married to a baker.
Yes.
So, I know.
Yeah.
So, and
You're right there. You're right there helping.
Yeah, because sometimes he falls asleep and leaves me right there in the kitchen.
Yeah, this is like sleepless nights sometimes, and they're not recognized because everybody thinks it's just like pop.
Yeah.
I can just get you this for that amount of money. And this is all across the region. If
Of
you
course.
get the feedback from everybody.
Yes, they're all saying the same thing.
And like I said, the initiative that she took, I'm very impressed actually, because I have heard the long span, like who she's been speaking to and all these different
The
things.
journey of getting to the
Yeah.
actual
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
to put it together. So
Beautiful.
it's gonna be something memorable, and it's gonna be annual
Yes.
because, like I said, we have other people already scheduled to come
To
for
come in.
2025.
Beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful.
I do have an addition of a couple chocolatiers.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw that series on Netflix. I think it's the Academy of Chocolate School or something like that. I forget
Okay.
his name. And he builds sculptures out of chocolate. And there are a few in the Caribbean that does that. And they want to showcase their skills and talent in that particular field.
Amazing.
So next year we're gonna be adding a lot of new things to
Another
it because
layer.
we do have persons that carve fruits and those different things and vegetables. So they have reached out to me to actually add certain things to the
Wonderful.
category. And when they are able to showcase their cakes, yeah.
Well, speaking of, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just saying, we just want to spark the interest, not for us, but for the younger generation.
Yeah.
Because if you see food always sells, cakes always sell. You always get a barber. You always need a
Yes,
barber. You
yes,
always
yes.
need all these kind of stuff. So we just want to spark the interest, because it's a wide field. The culinary field is a wide field, but we want to target the art cake artistry.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And speaking of really showcasing talent, this leads us to this phenomenal event. Of course, it's a 2-day event on Friday, the 16th at 5 p.m., multi-purpose sports complex. And then on Saturday, February 17th at 5 p.m., Maria's by the Sea is the awards. Break down the 2 days for us.
Okay, so February 16th, that's on the Friday afternoon. That's where we have about 9 persons, including the BVI, that
Lovely.
will be showcasing their talent and skills at the multipurpose. So they're going to be there's 6 different categories that they can choose from and that they're comfortable in, because they do have some bakers that are very good in buttercream, but not good in fondant,
Okay.
and they're vice versa. So they're wedding cake, buttercream cake, hand painted, novelty, hyper realistic, and there's another one I quite don't. Oh, a celebration.
Okay.
So each one of those categories, you have to infuse something from your island
Yes.
culture in the cake. So there'll be a secret ingredient infused into the cake. The outside, it has to showcase the colors of where they're from.
Understood.
So if you're from Antigua and Barbuda, you have to show the colors of the flag, and you have to, in case if we haven't been to Antigua, you have to tell me a story about Antigua that makes me want to come to Antigua through your cakes. So
Understood.
everything is representing. The 16th is actually representing where you are from.
Okay.
So you're showcasing your Caribbean island through your cakes.
Beautiful.
So, and we do have some other local bakers that will be also showcasing their treats. They're not in the competition, but would like to showcase what
Participate
they
still.
do.
Beautiful.
Yes. And we also would have wine tasting. So you're able to pair certain wines with what you are tasting with the cakes. So right now, the public do have an opportunity to come in and see the whole competition of how everything is put together. And of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 judges, where 2 is a celebrity judge, 1 is from Canada, and 1 is from Trinidad, and then we have the other locally that are vast in what they're doing in the culinary baking. So yeah, it's
Amazing.
a whole lot of activities happening
And
on the
that's
16th.
and that's just the 16th. So tell us about the Saturday. That's the actual awards.
Saturday is the award ceremony and gala dinner. So who win in the 16th, that will be presented on the 17th. So all the prizes and the awards will be accepted on the 17th.
Okay.
You get a chance to have a 3-course meal at Maria's by the Sea. We have a cocktail in the beginning, getting to know the bakers, the judges, getting to know everybody. And then we have the presentation of the awards. We actually had 17 categories, actually. Is it okay? I could.
Absolutely.
So we have the best cake, wedding cake design, best buttercream cake, best cookie art, best sculpted cake. We have Rising Star, Cake Hero, Pastry Chef of the Year, and this is just full restaurants. Best Bakery Shop of the Year, best retailer cake shop, so that is businesses that sells
Yes.
cake products. Best learning experience, so if you're a teacher or if you teach at a specific school, you are recognized in that category. We have Baker of the Year, and that is for small business. So I separated the pastry from the restaurants
Understood.
from the small business. Best Painted Cake, Cake Artist of the Year, Best Cupcakes Design, and we have the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Beautiful.
And this award is only for a BV Islander. And we have the People's Choice, and of course the 17 would be the best Caribbean cake on display, best in show, which will be from this Saturday.
Amazing. So there's a couple things that I have to mention. I love the ability for us to be introduced to a different island through the cake, the
Yes.
representation of wherever you're from and wherever you're representing. You have quite a number of awards, and I want to commend you on really seeing it fit to honor persons within this craft.
Yes.
More importantly, I have to ask about tickets. For both days, we have the Friday and the Saturday. What are the costs for tickets, and how can persons purchase their tickets?
So we have the tickets for February 16th, and this here is $50.
Okay.
So this gets you in, and you get to see the show, you get to taste and everything. If you don't get to purchase a ticket, you can pay at the door
Understood.
for the 16th. Now for the 17th, this is different. So it's a pre-seated, pre-planned event. So you will have to register your name, persons who you will be coming with. Reason being, we do have a menu set on the website. So you can go on the website, which is www.caribbeanbakingawards.com. And we do know that they have some persons that eat certain things. So we're catering for everyone.
Understood.
So for example, you want a table for 10 and you eat something special. So that table, the kitchen will know that this table is for a specific meal. So if you come and decide to change your seat, it won't be possible.
Understood.
So you have to be on the list. So if you come on the Saturday, you give your name, there's a table that will be emailed to you with whom you're sitting with. And then you look for that name at the specific table of where you're seated. So it runs very smoothly because of the meal that
Understood.
we have prepared. So you cannot come on the Saturday and say you
purchase a
want to
ticket.
buy a
That has to be
ticket at the
purchased
door.
prior.
It has
Understood.
to be, yes,
All right.
definitely.
And those tickets are?
And this one is $180.
That's for the awards.
That's
and
for the
gala.
award gala.
Beautiful. You mentioned the different awards, but I have to talk about participating countries. Who are some of the countries we're going to see coming to rep their island?
Well, before we do that, I forgot to mention the dress code for each of them. The Friday is more semi-casual.
Okay.
So it's not cut up jeans or anything like that, but elegantly casual.
Understood.
And the Saturday is more of a black tie affair, so it's more elegant.
Wonderful.
So we have the Caribbean islands that we have participating is Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda. We have French and Dutch Saint Martin. So I will pronounce that Saint Martin and Saint Martin. Of course, I have to do that.
Of course.
We have Anguilla, we have Dominica, we have Grenada, we have the British Virgin Islands, we have Jamaica, and we have St. Kitts and Nevis.
Wonderful, wonderful. Quite a representation
And we
across
do
the
have
region.
23 finalists from each one of these islands.
Beautiful. I'm happy that you mentioned the finalists because prior to getting to this point, there was a voting process.
Yes.
Tell us about that voting process and how it led to where we are now.
So in the first round, you were supposed to fill out a nomination form, and each person get an opportunity to choose from their Caribbean island who they think deserve
Understood.
in each category. So after giving the nomination, and you can vote for a person can be nominated more than one time. So that's where the people's choice comes in based on the amount of nomination
Understood.
form that came in for them. So after the nomination form, they were then sent out an official email congratulating them and letting them know that they were nominated. They had the opportunity to decline the nomination or accept the nomination. So we started off with about 30 to 40 persons that
Okay.
were nominated. And of course, some persons didn't want to participate
declined,
because
yeah.
remember, it's the first one. So a lot of persons, believe it or not, that were nominated that saw what was going on Facebook. They was like, okay, is this a scam? Is this real? Stuff like that. But after they realized what was going on, I got a lot of emails, a lot of messages, a lot of calls. Some of them called the number to see, if this was legit.
Understood.
So after those that accepted the nominations, they then were able to send a picture to get their posters ready for voting. So the first round of voting, persons could have voted multiple times, and you were able to see the amount of votes that you're getting. After that, it goes into the second round, which would be the semifinals. And then you are able to vote once, but you won't see the results.
Understood.
Because the voting for this is actually what determines who is the winner. It determines the finalists and also determines the winner of each category.
Understood.
So there are a judge panel, and we will look through their work. They have to send the pictures of their cakes, and they tag us, on Facebook, on Instagram. So in each category that they are nominated in, they are able to send their pictures, and the judge panel will be able to see, okay, who is the actual winner. For example, you, Ron, or Craig can be let's say you got the most votes in the buttercream category. Craig got the next set amount of votes. So the most votes, automatically you are the winner in that category, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will win in that category.
Understood.
Because of the judges that will be now looking at your work.
Your
Beautiful.
work has to match.
Yes,
your work has to speak for itself.
Exactly. So that is, in some of the categories, that is what will determine the winner. All of the categories do not go through that stage, but there are some that will, and that will determine who is the winner for
Understood.
that category.
Now, with both of these days of magnificent events, I have to ask Craig, there is a scholarship opportunity and proceeds from this event.
Basically, because this is actually a non-profit.
Okay?
So basically, all the proceeds are going to be used towards a scholarship.
For one person.
For a high school student. For now, we have VIT, Virgin Island Technical Institute, and the BVI High School. I don't know because I don't know if Brigada Flex or any of those are still
Yes,
added.
they
Yeah,
are
because-
added also. They
Wonderful.
do have culinary classes and students in Virgin Gorda, so they will also be a part of a student that will be sponsored.
Could be,
Yes.
chosen from across
Yes.
the Virgin Islands.
And I did that because I was sponsored to do the culinary program at the HLSCC by Honorable Premier Natalia Wheatley. And I believe given to a student, because I loved baking, and it was difficult at the time for me. And at that time it was, I think it was after coming out of COVID or something like that. So finance was really tough. And the fact that he offered to sponsor,
Because you saw her passion.
Yes. So, and I graduated with a
Lovely.
4.0 in the culinary program. And it's something that is,
You want to pass it on?
yes, because it's so much to learn when it comes to baking. And creating that craft because I love art. And art and music, that was a top subject for me in school. And I can put that within my cakes, being artistic, being creative. And this is why I decided for the 16th that bakers should come out of the box. I mean, and Yolanda, one of our celebrity guests that's on How to Cake It, I follow her. I do a lot of classes with her. So as a self-taught baker like herself and like myself, it not just make us creative, but learning the science part of the baking, it plays a big role. So I wanted to learn that part, and attending the HLSCC gave me the opportunity because there's a lot of things that I didn't know that happened in baking. And because of that addition, I'm able to now add it to my home baking. So it's just double double education.
And now at the end of this magnificent few days of events, one student across the Virgin Islands will also have the opportunity, like you did.
Exactly.
Hopefully, as it grows, when it grows, there'll be more because there'll be more scholarship to be offered.
Of course.
Believe it or not, we do have international companies that wants to sponsor a scholarship also.
Wonderful.
And this, like I said, this goes beyond the BVI. And the fact that I know we're going to thank the sponsors, but I just want to mention that baking companies like Satin Ice and PME and Wilton and Fat Daddy-O's, they are coming on board for this event. So they will be partnering with us. So that's a big deal.
Of course.
That's a big deal for me. And imagine Fat Daddy-O's actually, they will be sponsoring some of the winners for the 16th of February. So yeah, it's just amazing to see how far this have. Yeah,
wonderful.
It's I mean, sleepless nights, yes, but I just love every part of what I'm doing.
Well, congratulations. And before we go, I have to ask, in speaking of passing it on February 14th, students across the Virgin Islands will have an opportunity to interact with these celebrity guests, both on Tortola and Virgin Gorda.
Yes, correct.
Tell us about that student interaction.
Well, Yolanda Gamp will have the opportunity to give them the tricks and trade of the baking community, and they will have an opportunity to ask questions and it will be answered. And, of course, our students will want to take pictures and all of that.
Very interactive.
It's very interactive. And she is so excited to come, that she's coming with her whole family.
Beautiful.
And I mean, it's the first time that she will be here, but she do have Caribbean in her blood. Her mom is Grenadian.
Lovely.
So, and this event have also sparked interests of medias throughout the Caribbean. So we will have some medias coming in from Grenada.
Some press opportunities.
Yes, from Dominica also. And and I know they will be locally. So I'm just amazed. I'm just happy.
You know what I'm amazed about, Ron? Because this is such a big deal for these islands that some of the Ministry of Tourism have sponsored their
finalists,
finalist
representatives,
and stuff like that. And it's like, boy, it's really something to behold. Because to be honest, I didn't believe it would have gotten to this magnitude, and I most certainly think that she didn't either.
No, I didn't.
But now we're at the point where certain stuff we have to turn back certain, because other people want to just join, but they can't.
Well, there will always be an opportunity next time.
Yes, and believe it or not, these Caribbean islands want us to come in to host in the other Caribbean islands.
Something similar.
Yeah, not something similar. They want us to actually come in and use different Caribbean islands to host an event, like how I'm doing in the BVI.
Understood.
They also suggested that, like how they do Queen shows, they have different shows in the different Caribbean island, then you have that one person to represent. So they also want me to come and do that, where we'll have different competition shows in each of the Caribbean islands, and then that one person will come to wherever it will be hosted. Hopefully, it's next year here again. So they will come to the BVI and represent their island. So it wouldn't be like for this first time, persons just decided to register to showcase, because that's how I had it. But for the next year, we probably would have to do that, so that way one person, the best of the best from their
Understood.
Caribbean island, can come in and represent. And that way you get more culinary persons on different levels to come in to showcase their talent.
Wonderful. Now, this event could not be possible without the kind support and contributions of a
Definitely.
number of persons. So I'll give you an opportunity before we head out to thank and acknowledge your sponsors.
Well, of course, a big, big thank you to the Heavenly Father, because if it wasn't for him with this vision, I would not have been so far with this. And he has been so amazing. I kid you not, Ron, if you hear the testimonies. And secondly, I want to give thanks to my husband here. He has been a handful, but through it all, he definitely had my back, and he have been supportive of me. And I also want to thank the Premier's office, Premier Natalio Whitley. Whenever we come to him for anything, it's no hesitation. And I want to say a big thank you for him to that. I want to say thank you to Maria's by the Sea, Tempo TV, Mangia for the wine. They're going to be part of the wine tasting. Effie, that's not the Pear Park. Driftwood Spa. Of course, Island Fusion Duo. VI Recreation Trust. And then there is IJ Beauty. That's the young lady that does my makeup. Very talented. Treffle, Sterling, Golden Journey, Skeleton Group, Creative Inc., that's out of VG. I would also like to thank Speedies, the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and that is locally. I want to say thank you to the sponsors regionally. We have Fine Foods Inc., that's out of Dominica, and these sponsors are actually out of Dominica. Glow Spread, Margarine out of Dominica, and Velvocris Shortening out of Dominica. And I also want to thank the sponsors internationally. That's Fat Daddy-O's for sponsoring for the finalists.
Wonderful. Well, once again, I want to congratulate you guys. Yes?
No, Kawasansi, National Bank.
I did say
Yes,
that.
National Bank. We did.
Creative Arts. Creative Arts.
Oh, yes.
Creative
Yes.
Arts. SNS.
Thank you.
Okay.
SNS.
Thank you.
SNS.
SNX Express
SNS Express.
and Creative Arts.
All right.
Definitely.
It takes a village, and of course, a number of persons who have contributed. So, again, the Caribbean Baking Awards, we are finally here, and it's going to be held on Friday, 16th of February at 5 p.m. at the Multipurpose Sports Complex. That event, of course, you can purchase tickets at the event themselves or get your ticket prior to. And then on February 17th at 5 p.m. as well is the Gala and Awards at Maria's by the Sea. For that event, you need your tickets before, so you're encouraged to visit the website, of course, to get registered. And so honored for us to be able to host this event in the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Kudos to both yourselves and your entire team. And we look forward to amazing things.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely beautiful. Viewers, that's all the time we have. You've been watching 284 Media. I'm Ron Grant. Bye-bye.